journey into sound.
Hi everybody, this is the Super Rope Bros here with a very, very special couple of episodes.
I can't tell you how much I'm containing myself right now because this is one of my favorite seasons of all time. So I'm trying to be low-key, excited about this Super Roper Brothers Christmas holiday special that we're about to bring to you. It's going to be 5 episodes of our favorite Christmas movies. We're not going to give you the in-depth going into those things.
Yeah.
But we are going to make sure that we touch on them, some of the movies that helped shape our lives.
Yeah, these are mini episodes. We're going to give you a nice little treat worth of a movie review about some of our favorite Christmas films of all time. There may be some controversial ones that people don't know if they're Christmas movies or not. Well, they are.
Deal with it.
It's all good. All right.
Shut your mouth, there. Shut your mouth. That's exactly. There's certain movies, if you don't think they're Christmas movies, shut your mouth.
Yeah, there you go. You're wrong. It's fine. It's okay. Listen, it doesn't matter about it being a specifically Christmas movie. It's about whether or not there is redemption of a character and or relationship. Thus, we will talk about our first film, Die Hard.
It's Christmas Eve in L.A.
California.
Is Daddy coming home soon? Well, we'll see what Santa and Mommy can do, okay?
A New York cop, John McClane, has come to see his wife.
I missed you.
Instead, he's going to have to save her.
Sit down.
My goodness.
Yes, the John McTiernan 1988 classic starring Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman, Bonnie Bedelia, Reginald VelJohnson, William Atherton, Alexander Godunov, Devereaux White, Paul Gleason, Clarence Boyd Gilliard. May he rest in peace.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Alan Rickman too, but I mean, it's all good.
Rickman.
It's Rickman.
His
But
first film. He came out the gate swinging.
Came out the gate knocking people
you're
out.
You gonna respect it.
All right, so yeah, for sure, and it's just one of those films that, like, first of all, the dude's tank top is in the Smithsonian. It is an American classic. Without it, you wouldn't have all of basically the '90s action section at Blockbuster. I mean, because how many movies are just Die Hard, like, in a plane, on
On a boat, on a sub,
train,
on a spaceship.
Yeah, I mean, Honest Trailers did this a while ago. Shout out to Honest Trailers, but they nailed it, and it made so many movies that are just Die Hard with asterisk change in the movie. So this movie changed a lot of things. So let's go into the basics of the plot and why it's great and why it's a Christmas movie.
Let me tell you what, okay? Let's take all the terrorist elements out of this film, and what are you left with? And this is why this is still a Christmas movie. You have a estranged husband and his wife, who they haven't been speaking, things are not quite going together, and he's going there to attempt to reconcile with his wife on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Now, if you can't deal with that, then you're part of what's wrong in the world. You're part of the problem. I'm telling you right now.
Well, that is the part that I believe. This whole story, the arc, terrorist, nothing else. It's about a man learning how to be what his wife needs him to be.
Exactly.
And that is the thing when you watch this movie from a modern perspective, it's not even a question. Like, John McClane's dead wrong. He could have been a cop anywhere on Earth.
Exactly.
He could have been a cop anywhere on Earth.
Exactly.
But he was just afraid that his wife was going to go be successful somewhere, and he couldn't bring himself to do it.
Well, why'd you come with her, man? What's up?
Because I'm a New York cop. I got a 6-month backlog of New York scumbags I'm still trying to put behind bars. I can't just pick up and go that easy.
In other words, you thought she wasn't gonna make it out here, and she'd come crawling up back to you, so why bother to pack, right?
Like I said, you're very fast, Argyle.
So That is the Christmas element. That's the Christmas storyline. But all the awesome stuff,
yes, on his way to go and do that, he runs into some. Have you ever been on your way someplace, and you know, I was just going to the store and pick up some donuts and pick up some,
flat tire, ninjas, lightning, all sorts of
terrorists,
everything occurring. You never know. It just bam, terrorists in the
terrorists.
All right, so that's what happens. He was invited to a Christmas party. He goes up. He's literally caught changing his clothes, no shoes, shoeless, and the hijinks ensue. And you've got one of the greatest supporting casts of all time. I mean, even the dude like Devereaux White, who plays Argyle in the movie, doesn't get enough credit. His whole character sets the tone, and not only that, I love his character for a completely different reason. Like usually, '80s action movie black guy is just out there stereotyping and whatever. And even though Argyle is definitely unapologetically black, he's not a stereotype. He's just awesome.
The flavor.
Yeah. But he's got that flavor. I love Argyle.
Flavor?
He's great.
Dark flavor.
And in contrast to him, I also love Theo.
Mm-hmm.
Theo is great, played by the late Clarence Gilliard, who just passed away.
Man. But his name was Sundown in Top Gun.
Sundown.
His name was Sundown. Why would they call
Sundown
him Sundown?
It was the 80s. All right, so this is another thing that happens in the 80s a lot. A lot of times you get black characters in movies and TV shows, and they got to rhyme, and, they're always talking about basketball, even though Theo does that. But it's great. It's great.
No, but here's what Theo does. Theo's talking about basketball how a nerd would be talking about basketball. Yes. Theo is not the classic 80s thug that happens to be black. He's very articulate. He's very good. In fact, I heard word on the street is he wasn't brought along for his charming personality.
Yes. It's so great because his character, what you see his character do in the film, and the way he is and the way he acts, he is not able to be fit into a box. He is not able to be just done anything with. I love him. He's great. You've got the late Alexander Godunov, who plays Carl. And Carl is fantastic. He is just a force of nature, a brute force kind of villain. And even with, watching him and his brother react in the film.
Oh, yes.
The way they interact with each other. The fact that they can't kind of stand each other. The fact that they're always, they're kind of it's just him picking on him. But then as soon as something happens to him, he turns into a rage monster. Yes. And that's great.
I may give my brother a hard time. But if any of you ever try to give my brother a hard time, it's not going to end well for you. So when you have characters that are written like that in this film, it ticks a check mark. Everybody that has ever watched Die Hard, you have a character that you relate to the most, or you have a situation you can relate to the most. I guarantee you, when you watch that movie again, you're going to see somebody in that film and go, that's me, or that's us, or that's me at this time, or that's me like this. You're going to see yourself somewhere in there.
I mean, the main story with John McClane is one thing. But how about the subplot with Reginald VelJohnson?
Oh, my goodness.
Reginald VelJohnson, first of all, being before, he was the cop in Ghostbusters, and he was the cop in Family Matters. He was the cop in Die Hard. And it's but Reginald VelJohnson in this role, I feel like this was a standout, amazing role. And his character's redemption arc is one of the best subplots in this movie, and I love it. Oscar-worthy performance that you can look at after it all over. Is he a tough guy? No. But being support over the radio, they've made entire films about this. Shout out to Bat 21. Oh, yeah.
Very good. Danny Glover
Yeah.
and Gene Hackman. Very good film. But just being support over the radio, being that voice of somebody to hear, classic. And then that brings us to supporting character. One of my favorite supporting characters of all time. Listen.
Ellis.
Oh
my
Booby.
God.
The White Knight.
Booby.
The White Knight.
Oh my God.
Totally.
Played by Hart Bochner. It's funny because he directs one of my favorite films of all time, PCU. But he is Ellis is one of those characters where you're just watching him and you're like, oh no, he's just icky. He's icky to watch. He's just gross. He's kind of like every stereotype about the 80s rolled into one. Like the idiot who makes it off of his charm and shaking his shoulders and shimmying and doing the double finger guns, and he showed him the Rolex. Yeah. Ellis is one of those characters that you just want to like you're gross. You're disgusting.
Who was what? What was that strange powdery substance on the desk?
Oh, the strange powdery substance. Look, and listen, I love how John McClane, the conconsummate detective, was you missed something.
Bruh.
Nailed him. You're caught. You're under. And like, what's funny is Takagi knows what he's doing. Like, he's a policeman.
Yeah, exactly. Takagi. Hey, listen. Joseph Takagi.
Yeah, just a rich supporting cast. He is so great. I don't know the actor's name, but he is a fantastic addition. Like, I love it.
I can't think of anyone in this film, the terrorists included. Carl, Hans. You got all this the other people that are in the film.
Yeah.
What's my man's name from? Is it Al Leong?
Oh yeah, Al Leong. Yeah.
Al Leong. Listen.
Oh, James Shigeta is Takagi, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Al Leong is in the Big Trouble in Little China. Man, wherever you are, thank you for your helping me understand what a Chinese standoff is. Because
hilarious.
It has saved my life countless times. All you have to do is not make a sound. Anyway, back to my dude. This guy's presence says it's about to go down in every movie he's in.
Yes, every time. Like the scene he's in where he's just like, I love the fact that, and I learned about this later, that this was just an improv. Him taking the crunch bar out of the thing. Like, that is totally improv. Like, and like John McTiernan apparently looked at him and was like, why'd you do that? Like, that's like, he's like, I think this guy would do it. He's like, I think this is what this guy would do in this moment. And he was like, and it gives his character just a personality, which makes him memorable besides just being the Asian guy in the group of German terrorists.
Totally works. I love when actors do those kind of things and they actually make it into films. It makes all the difference.
Yeah, because that's the stuff that makes films worth watching, is the stuff that you don't expect, but it gives them a little bit of humanity. And that's what Die Hard is all about, is the humanity of the characters.
Yes. So in closing, when it comes to Die Hard, when it comes to all this, if you haven't seen that movie, what are you doing with your life?
I don't understand. Like seriously, at this point,
why?
Like, no excuse.
Why are you
get on it?
Come on, like
get on it.
You're better than this.
It's fantastic.
It's one of the best films I've ever seen. In fact, I would give Die Hard, because it's a Christmas film that crosses all these boundaries and does all these things, a legendary status on the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Legendary.
Not only legendary for that reason, but just how about the fact that the hero is just a regular guy? Like
exactly.
just
wasn't an '80s roid monster.
No.
Wasn't super tactical tactics like
he
doesn't know how C4 works.
Yeah. John McClane was in the CIA. No, it's just a cop. He's just a cop in a building. Like, and that is one of the greatest things about this film. I love it. Recommend it to you. That's our first holiday classic. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this.
And always remember, now he has a machine gun.
Oh. I love the fact that Alan Rickman is clearly not German. Clearly not German. He said, "She's
what?
Like, what?
What'd you say?
I said, shoot the glass."
You almost made me anoint this camera. You almost made me. Y'all almost got anointed.
Shoot the glass. Yeah, out here Harry Potter and trying to pretend to be German. Come on, bro.
All right, so from those of us Super Rubber Brothers for Die Hard.
Yeah, hey, it's an amazing holiday film. We wish you and yours happy watching, especially if you haven't seen it yet. It's almost Christmas. You better get on that.
And Merry Christmas.
Christmas.